Hello lovelies, it's Rose here with your weekly tarot messages for Monday the 26th of February through to Sunday the 4th of March 2018. Hello and welcome to you all. Hope you're all okay. Hope you managed to replenish the well when you needed to last week and build the energy up a bit. So hope you've all managed to do that okay. So without further ado, I will move on to the cards for this week. And the first one in this spread is the element of spirit. And as you can see, we have the Tower. So for me, the Tower is about breaking down what no longer serves us. So we're in the spirit element with this. So we're talking about our spiritual growth here. And the first word that came to mind when I turned this card was the word revelation. So you can see the lightning bolt here. So something in it will probably happen in the physical, but in terms of our spirit, it may seem like a moment of enlightenment, of clarity, seeing something that we've never seen before. The Tower actually comes after the Devil in the order of the major arcana. So the Devil is number 15, the Tower is number 16. You might remember we had the Devil in this position last week, our self-saboteur. So when it comes to the Tower, the Devil is the illusion, the Tower is about actually taking away that illusion. So we might receive revelations like a lightning bolt this week. A belief that we held as true might be shattered, tested or challenged in some way. And it's about getting out of the illusion basically, and sometimes we need a bit of a jolt to do that, and our soul and our spirit needs a bit of a jolt to do that. So this isn't so much about something bad that's happening on the physical level, it's not about that, but you might get a truth that's revealed to you in some way. It might be a word that somebody says to you, it might be a conversation you have with somebody, it might be an experience you're having while you're out shopping, but so it will manifest on the physical, but it will have that revelation to free our soul up even more to help us evolve. So yes, revelation, something that we hold true. The only part of us that might be a little bit stung or feel slightly damaged might be our ego, because this may be a belief that we've been holding on to for quite some time. So moving on to the fire element, which is where our energy is at this week. So with this card, the Moon, first of all I turned it and I got the word dreamy. So there may be part of us this week that's feeling very floaty, quite dreamy, might struggle to get grounded this week. And because there are two towers here, the symbolism of this is balancing two sides of our nature, and also the dogs there mean the same thing. The two dogs barking at the moon can also hold that symbolism of trying to balance the two sides of our nature. So this week where our energy's at is we might be finding it a bit of work to balance what we need to get done on the earthly plane to stay grounded, to stay practical. And on the other hand, we might feel like we're floating away like a helium balloon. So I feel we have to just work a little bit to maintain that balance. So if we find ourselves going off in our mind, drifting into space, daydreaming is good, it can be helpful, but we may want to try and become conscious if we're doing that a bit too much. This can also indicate a card of listening to your dreams as well. We do actually have the moon coming up, the full moon coming up on Thursday, and so this might be heightening that dreamy effect. It might be heightening our intuition as we're building up to that full moon that's coming up on Thursday. I don't know about you guys, but I always struggle to sleep. Other people get better sleep, so it affects us all in different ways, but just be mindful of that coming up on Thursday. So in the air element, so this is the mind, learning, teaching, where we might be mentally. So we have the Ace of Swords. Now my nickname for this is the Sword of Truth. And whenever it comes up, to me, there's a lot of clarity. It's a bit like where we're going here. It might be a moment of clarity, a moment of enlightenment. And as I said earlier, last week we actually had the Devil in this position. that self-saboteur, where's our mind taking us, I actually feel as though we're cutting through that this week, and cutting through the illusion of that. There may be clearer and sharper thinking, better focus on solutions, finding the answers might come a lot easier. Again, I've already connected this with the Tower energy, and as I say, it's about seeing the truth of a situation. So a lot more perhaps clarity and ease of problem solving than there might have been last week. Okay, in the water element, which is the emotional element, we have an emotional card this week. Cups is about the emotions, and it's the Ten of Cups. Initially, this card always feels content to me. There looks like a lot of contentment, joy and happiness. Tens can be the end of a cycle, so there might be, on some sense, a feeling of emotional stability, or if we've been feeling over emotional, needing to deal with a lot of emotions, that might come to its end. But what I'm really being drawn to in this card this week is all of these cups here, and what it's actually reminding me of is that the whole gamut of emotions that we have. And I get the feeling that the contentment in this card this week is actually coming up because we are accepting the whole gamut of emotions and being okay with it. So whether these emotions be sadness or joy, excitement or fear, anything like that, there's a self-acceptance of what's actually coming, and that's where I feel that we feel more at ease with ourselves, with our internal selves, and being able to love whatever is coming up. So yeah, a sense of more emotional ease this week, so I hope that makes sense. So the final element is the earth element, and for this one this week we do have the Four of Cups. So he is about contemplation, so he's contemplating what he already has. There's an opportunity coming in here. So one of the themes with this card is, are we contemplating so much on what we have that we're missing an opportunity? Something that I did feel with this card was that I was wondering whether some of us were feeling there is something in our practical world, so this could be our work, where we live, anything like that, that might be starting to feel a little bit mundane or a little bit too routine. So are we starting to contemplate, how can I shake things up a little bit? How can I shift things along? There may be things around us that aren't growing as we'd hoped or going in the direction that we'd hoped. So I feel rather than waiting for the opportunity to come in out of nowhere, I feel that we might be contemplating, how can I change the view a little bit? How can I create my own window of opportunity in order to take things where I would like them to be and where I would like them to go? Could be within our homes. You might fancy redecorating, anything like that. You might fancy having a change around. What is it that you're feeling internally, emotionally, and what can we do on the outside to actually match that, to actually match where we are? So it's things like that that I'm getting with this contemplation card this week. And the overview is the Queen of Pentacles. Now, for some reason, one of the messages that I get with this card is, you got this. Okay, so when I'm looking at the other cards, so because she's a pentacle, she's very grounded. Because she's a queen, she's very nurturing, very motherly. And so whatever it is, you got this. So the revelation with the Tower might shake us up a little bit, but it is about our spiritual growth. You got this. Okay, you've got it. You'll be okay, you'll be fine. Okay, so with this we might be feeling a little bit dreamy, so that's okay. Get grounded. It's almost like it's a very almost a message, I feel, in some way, of keeping things small. You know, you've got lots of tools in the box, you've got lots of skills, you've got friends, you've got family, you know, you've got support network, you've got things that you need. So even if there's a little dilemma about how to move things forward, where do we want things to be on the practical level, just keep it small and know that we've got this. And as I say, I do feel that one of the keys to this week is the grounding element. So with the revelations, with the emotions, with the possible dream state, and even with the practical level, with all of this, I feel that one of the big keys is going to be grounding, okay, for this week. All right, so I hope that helps you all. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I will see you next time. Lots of love, light and blessings to you all.